My name is Tanveer Muhammad Masood, and in this YouTube video I'll be talking about the scope of overseas investment by registered trust and societies in which are basically into the field of education or healthcare, or for that matter which are basically into manufacturing sector for that matter. They can basically invest outside India in similar sectors after adhering to certain points. So sectors which are basically into healthcare or hospital or education, they can basically go on to invest in overseas sector. They can basically invest overseas in similar sectors after ensuring that certain guidelines are basically adhered to. The first and foremost guideline that is basically needed to be adhered is the fact that it should be a registered trust, and it should basically adhere by all the guidelines that are provided by the Indian Trust Act of 1882. The Indian Trust Act of 1882 provides certain guidelines, and those guidelines needed to be adhered in order to ensure that that particular unit is able to invest in a similar sector outside India. So it is basically called overseas investment. And apart from this, there are other guidelines that needs to be taken care of, and the proposed investment that is basically taken up by the Indian unit, that basically should be as per the investment guidelines of overseas people, or overseas segment, or overseas unit. They have certain guidelines, they have certain rules and regulations. So in order to ensure that the Indian unit is able to make investment outside, that guidelines of the foreign unit needs to be adhered. Thirdly, the proposed investment should be approved by all these trustees. Whatever trustees are in there, as per the Indian Trust Act of 1882, whatever the trustees name are there, all the trustees should give their assent to the proposed investment. And fourthly, that the AD category bank, there is one bank which basically falls under AD category, and they are the one who are basically the best people or the best institution to give a clean sheet that yes, this bank belongs to KYC or know your client, and that they are the one who are going to give the NOC or no objection certificate or a clean sheet to the fact that there is no doubt about the fact that the client or the proposed investment falls under KYC. The trust is under KYC, to be more precise. And fifthly, the trust should be in existence for at least 3 years. The trust, which is basically wanting to make investment overseas in a similar sector, that trust should be in existence for at least 3 years. And sixthly, there shouldn't be any sort of adverse notice regarding that trust for at least the last 3 preceding years by any regulatory authority or enforcement agency. No enforcement agencies or regulatory authority should be carrying any sort of adverse notice regarding that particular trust. And apart from this, from the above stated facts, the last but not the least adherence that needs to be taken care of is the fact that the memorandum and articles of association of the trust should be permitting the proposed investment. The proposed investment that is going to be made by the trustee to overseas, they are basically the articles and memorandum of association of such trust should be giving the permission that yes, there is no doubt about the fact that the proposed investment can be given a go-ahead, and that there is no stopping the proposed investment. So these guidelines needed to be adhered when an entity which is engaged in education or healthcare, or for that matter manufacturing sector, they are trying to make investment overseas in a similar sector. So at least six of the above stated facts, above stated guidelines are needed and needs to be adhered to ensure that the investment becomes a success.